This guy was telling us the entire time that he fell for this girl. He's like, I think this is my wife, you guys. Like, I love her, like, everything about her. He starts describing her in detail, like, just the way her hair falls, the way she laughs. I just love, da da da. She's so funny, she's smart. He was going in, he wouldn't stop talking about this girl all week, right? They weren't upstairs for even 40 minutes. It was like 30, 35 minutes. He comes back down. When I tell you the switch up,
if you're trying to bring women out to eat for sex, stop doing that. It's no.
Men are so obsessed with sex. Men are so obsessed with sex to the point where we do anything to get it, right? We do anything to get it. And by anything, I mean, as we will go to the extent of killing people and raping just so we can have sex with somebody or with people or whatever the case may be. But short of that, men do what we typically do. That's the extreme, right? But what we typically do is we lie. We lie, we lie, we lie, we lie. I just read something really funny, right? Hold on, I'm gonna read it to you guys. This to anybody that wonders like about men, or not wonders, but tries to like downplay how much men cheat, how much men lie, I should say, to get with women. There was a literal law on the books in the 1800s. There was a literal law on the books in the 1800s in Mississippi. A man may not seduce a woman by lying and claiming he will marry her. There's a literal law on the books, or was a law on the books, to stop men from promising women marriage and commitment to sleep with them, because that's how much men were doing it. Now, fast forward, you think that changed? What changed? Why would men stop doing that? The only reason men would stop doing it is because women care far less about marriage than they did back in the day. But men still feign commitment when they have these conversations with women, right? This says men never lie to women, right? This law certainly this law is certainly outdated. I don't think this law is outdated. I think this law should be reinstituted. But made sure that men who said they would marry a woman actually follow through. This law dates back to the 1800s, of course, so you won't see it on the books in Mississippi today. That's one law that Mississippi may got, man. I know Mississippi is very regressive, but we may need to bring that one back, Mississippi. Now, that's a perfect segue into this story, because I see it all the time. I see this happening every single day, and this is an example of it kind of playing out in real life.
All the time when I tell women to be very careful with super religious men, I get a lot of pushback, because I think they think that if a man is religious, and that means he's going to be a good man regardless of everything else. They don't think that.
Hold on real quick. I do want to point out the fact that I think she is talking to a certain demographic of women. I don't think most women assume because a man is religious, he is going, you know what? I could be wrong about that. She could be, I don't know. I'm thinking about it right now. Like maybe it's too anecdotal for me, because I'm like, the women I know don't think like that. But hey, even the women I know that are religious, they don't think like that. So maybe that's a, you know what I mean? Like maybe that's a me thing. It could be that most women actually do think that God-fearing men are better than secular men, right? So but yeah, I don't know about that one. I think that one's kind of, I don't know, could go either way.
That religious men are susceptible to the same ideas and propaganda that men like non-religious.
Let's go back, because she was saying something here I think was a little important.
All the time when I tell women to be very careful with super religious men, I get a lot of pushback, because I think they think that if a man is religious, and that means he's going to be a good man regardless of everything else. They don't think that religious men are susceptible to the same ideas and propaganda that men like non-religious men hear on a day-to-day basis.
Now, I'm going to say something about that real quick. As an atheist, non-secular, whatever you want to call them. Like, I'm definitely atheist though. But I was religious. I unlearned, I lost my religion, as Arian would say, a long time ago. I'm gonna tell you something. because I've been on both sides of the coin. When I was religious, I was the most propagandized I had ever been, because not only does the world propagandize you, right? Not only does the world propagandize you, not only do movies propagandize you, not only do media, music, everything, school, not only are you being propagandized just in society, you go to church, you go to temple, you whatever religion you're being propagandized there, and it's 10 times worse. It's 10 times more potent when you are religious than in the world. Because in the world is like, in the world, getting propagandized is like the equivalent of getting ads on a TV, right? Like, so if I'm watching sports and they start showing me ads, the ads aren't necessarily for me, they're for my demographic. Right? They're for my demographic. They're not for me specifically, because they put up truck commercials. They'll put up, they're just like men between the ages of 15 and 45 or 50 are watching this, and they like trucks, they like women, they like, whatever. So they post these ads that hit this target market, right? This demographic. Okay. That's what it's like being propagandized in the world. It's just general. You're just generally being propagandized. When you start talking about the propaganda in church, you start talking about the propaganda in religion, it feels like when you get an ad on your FYP. Like, I did a video the other day, and this man was complaining about how he was seeing all of these ads pertaining to the LGBTQIA community, and he was like, yeah, they're trying to corrupt my brain, or whatever the hell he was saying. And I was like, bro, I've never seen those. I've never seen those ads. You know what I'm saying? On your FYP, they're trying to give you stuff that they're like, boom, this is for you. This is for public specifically. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that they made the ad for me, but they make ads that they think are for me specifically. Is way more concentrated, way more direct. That is what it's like being propagandized in a religion. That's the best way that I can describe it.
Basis. But let me tell you what I experienced on vacation. I saw this firsthand. And it's very interesting because I never actually got to see it in person, even though I know it's real and that it exists. But specifically for Muslim men, these men you got to be very careful with, because not all of them actually follow the practice. And we know that's true because we can look all around the world and see what they have done to women in their lives and what is currently happening in a lot of places. So my sister and I were in Cancun for a week, and we ran into multiple groups, co-ed groups, different ages, different ethnicities. But we specifically ran into this group of Northern Sudanese men, and then a couple of them were Iraqi. They were all Muslim. So they also spoke Arabic. So me and my sister were kind of going back and forth with them and stuff, just talking about life, talking about Islam and all of that stuff, right? So one of the guys, I guess, fell in love with this Muslim girl that was on vacation. I don't think that she was a practicing Muslim, but the boys were. So this guy was telling us the entire time that he fell for this girl. He's like, I think this is my wife, you guys. Like, I love her, like everything about her. He starts describing her in detail, like just the way her hair falls, the way she laughs. I just love, she's so funny, she's smart. He was going in, he wouldn't stop talking about this girl all week, right? So before my sister and I ran into this group, they had already been there for a couple of days. So I don't know if something happened, but the girl's friends did not want her to talk to him. They would not leave her alone with him at all. So I think there was something that happened, or they just kind of felt like something was off about him. So I asked him, I said, so why don't they want you to hang out with her? Like, what's going on? He's like, they think I'm a player. They think I'm a bad guy. They don't want me to talk to her. So I was like, okay, did something happen? Did you do anything? Did you say something? He was like, no, nothing happened. I seriously have not done anything. The whole time we've been talking, her friends are there. They won't even let us go like 20 feet away from them. So the whole mission of his friend group was to get him alone with this girl. And at the time, I didn't know that his intention was to sleep with her. I thought he just wanted to have a private conversation, because the way he was talking was like he wanted this girl to be his wife. Like, he wanted to talk about a possible future, flying out to see each other, all these things. On the second to last day of us.
Sorry, real quick. That's odd, because if you like a woman that much, you want her friends to like you. So I wouldn't be trying to isolate her. I would be trying to like ingratiate myself, you know what I'm saying, with the friends, like to the friends. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, all right, yeah, they're like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be concerned about that because what if I really want to pursue a relationship with her? I don't want to split up her friend group unless her friends were like toxic people. You know what I mean? But like, if they haven't proven to me that they're toxic, but they just think I am, then easy. Let me show you guys I'm not toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be like, I'm not. Yeah, that's a red flag. Like that he was trying to isolate her as opposed to be, actually proving to the friend group, no, I'm not that guy. Like I would easily, like that would be a challenge. I would be like, yeah, no, I'm not that guy. I really like her. I genuinely like her. Let me show you guys that I like her. And I appreciate you guys protecting her because I would want you to protect the woman that I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are her friends. I appreciate that you guys are protecting her. I love that. I'm not trying to like isolate her and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That is definitely a red flag. Definitely.
Wanted to talk about a possible future, flying out to see each other, all these things. On the second to last day of us leaving, he finally gets her alone. They go upstairs, and before he left, he asked one of the guy friends. I didn't witness this, but the guy was telling us after. But he asked one of his guy friends if he could go upstairs with them and watch the door, like guard the door so that if her friends come up looking for her or whatever, like they can't get in and they can have their alone time. So his friend was like, no, that's weird. Like that kind of gets like predatory a little bit. Like I don't want her to feel like she's locked in or anything. So he told him no. So the friend comes downstairs. He's telling us, yeah, they're upstairs right now. I guess they're going to do whatever they do. They weren't upstairs for even 40 minutes. It was like 30, 35 minutes. He comes back down. When I tell you the switch up, he started talking about her so dirty, talking about how he would never get with a girl like her because he was able to get it so easily, and that the fact that he was able to sleep with her, he would never wife her, and he would never wife a woman that would do something like that, even though he just had sex with a girl he just met that week. The thing that was so surprising to me was just how his language switched up. I've never heard a guy just talk so negatively about somebody, and I'm thinking, you were literally just upstairs sleeping with her. How did you switch up this fast?
No, real quick. So it's the way that he was talking about her to his friend group and to this woman in front of the other women. Wouldn't it be reasonable to believe that he was also talking like that to her whenever he had the opportunity, right? So wouldn't it be also reasonable to believe that the woman thought that he actually was interested in her well beyond her body? Isn't that reasonable to believe? That's why in the beginning I mentioned that law, because this is what men do all the fucking time. I mean, like, this is a trick as old as time itself at this point. So when men do this stuff, him saying it was so easy to sleep with her after he had to lie to her to sleep with her is crazy. He had to lie to her to sleep with her. He had to isolate her from her friend group. He had to do all these things, but it was so easy. How was it easy? It sounded hard. That sounded difficult. And then secondly, so how are you punishing a woman for liking you? I would never ever understand the idea or the concept of shaming like, you want to sleep with her, she sleeps with you, and then you shame her for that. What are you saying about yourself? Think about it. What are you saying about yourself? Men, stop shaming women for sleeping with us. What are we saying about ourselves? That's the thing. You guys, it's like, you guys see the cartoons when the Bugs Bunny will like turn Elmer Fudd's gun towards him and he shoots it and shoots himself. That's what men do all the time. Okay, so you want to shame women for sleeping with men. What does that say about men? The higher the body count is for a woman, the lower her value is in the eyes of men. What does that say about men? I'm not understanding that. How are you guys? But I get it, because you guys aren't really, the arguments are never cogent. The arguments are never coherent. They're always circular. They never make sense. They are literally just ways to shame women. But that one was really crazy because it was about him specifically. It wasn't about women. It was about him specifically. She sleeps with you. Now she's worthless. Sir, what?
And his friends and buddies were all laughing, and I was pretending to not speak Arabic that well, so I was pretending that I couldn't really understand them, but I was listening to everything they were saying, and I think they were comfortable.
I'm sorry. Also, I got to clock something before I forget. This is another example of how men, the men, oh, not in my friend group, none of them, it's in your friend group. Because the man basically admitted to being a predator to his homie, and his homie said, I'm not going to help you be a predator, but I'm not going to stop you from being a predator. When he asked the friend to watch the door, the friend clocked it right there. Like, well, that's predatorial as fuck. That's sketchy as fuck. I'm not gonna be a part of that. But then he didn't tell his homie, like, but why are you trying to sleep? Like, what the fuck are you planning on doing? Like, why are you? Like, perfect example. Men do not call their buddies out on any fucking thing. Stop lying.
So negatively about somebody, and I'm thinking, you were literally just upstairs sleeping with her. How did you switch up this fast? And his friends and buddies were all laughing, and I was pretending to not speak Arabic that well, so I was pretending that I couldn't really understand them, but I was listening to everything they were saying, and I think they were comfortable saying all this stuff in front of me because we're on vacation. We are only going to know each other for this week, so they didn't really have anything to lose by telling me the truth, right? So they were just having regular boy talk with me sitting right there, me and my sister and like some of the other girls, and just talking so bad about her after just saying he wanted her to be his wife and all of this. The other thing that was crazy was that entire week we were talking about religion a lot. We're talking about Islam and Christianity and talking about haram and all these things, and they were talking about how they're such good men, they're such good guys. And then so that's why I low-key started to believe him, because up until that moment he was speaking like a good guy, and then after that happened, it was like a switch day and night. So that's why you just have to be very, very careful with these religious men, because a lot of times it's all a front, and they're really good with their words, because Islam specifically is a very beautiful religion when it comes to the doctrine. Like, the words are very beautiful, very poetic, so they learn that from a young age, how to speak, how to swoon women, right? And I hope she wasn't looking for anything serious from him, because it gave that she believed him, and she believed that, he was being genuine. But yeah.
Also, let's not leave out the fact that what if this woman just wanted to sleep with this motherfucker? She was on vacation. Maybe she just wanted a good time too. Can't leave that out as if women don't want it, as if women don't just also enjoy having sex with random dudes sometimes on vacation. Shit is crazy. It's so funny to me. So this is the manipulation of men, right? I get the bookend of how men, try to execute these manipulation tactics. So on one end, you have the man, the love bomber, right? That's like, oh yeah, we're gonna be together. I love you. Blah. I'm alleging. I'm guessing. I'm saying based on what she said that he was saying. And then you have the men that are, somewhat upfront, right? He's upfront, I guess. And then look at his reaction though when she says no. Look at his reaction.
Exactly. It's no to sex. It is no to sex. Sir, can I have a to-go box, please? It is no to sex. Can I have a to-go box so I can leave? Can I have a to-go box? I need to leave. No to sex. I'm trying to leave. Can I have a box from the food? Thank you. No to sex. No to sex. It is no to sex. No to sex. If you're trying to bring women out to eat for sex, stop doing that. It's no. It is a no. I will not have sex with you. 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 No. Like a loser. Look at him. By himself like a loser. It's no to sex. No. It's a big no. Small cock.
Wow. Okay. So when the men get the sex from the women, they shame her. When she says no, they shame her. He called her a gold digger. Like, this See what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing that you guys don't leave them any way out, but that's the game. I know that's the game, but I'm just saying, though, for the men that try to act like, no, I mean, you just got to protect yourself. No. When you, it's a lose for women. It's a lose for them, right? It's nothing they can do to avoid this. I mean, outside of abstaining from me, you guys are going to shame them anyway. If no matter what, you're going to figure out a way to abstain them. You're going to look if they sleep with you. If they sleep with you, they're whores. If they don't sleep with you, they're gold diggers. If they avoid men altogether, they're gonna die alone as lonely cat women, lonely cat ladies. You guys got something for every scenario on it that never makes any sense, and they all bump into one another. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So you're running around telling women that if they sleep with men, they don't have any value. If they don't sleep with men, they don't have any value. If they abstain from sleeping with men, they don't have any value. If they avoid men altogether, they don't have any value.